This machine here is my Proxmox VE host for all of my security camera related activities. It's running Proxmox VE version 7, which is end of life, I believe, as of the end of July. I don't remember what the notice said. So I need to prepare to run this thing, or upgrade this thing to PVE 8, which is what the other one is running, but in order to do that, because there will be a disruption, I have decided I'm going to migrate the essential stuff over to another box. Now, which box? That might be a complicated question, but I'm going to make it uncomplicated by just making a whole new box. And so that's what this is going to do. Just a random machine, nothing special. This actually is the machine that used to do this very work, believe it or not. So I'm going to run this temporarily. I'm going to check and see if it's got a drive in it. I think it does. But as mentioned, it's just going to be a temporary setup. I'm not going to make it permanent. So it'll run for this task and then that'll be it. Alright. You can see there I've gone ahead and I ran a cable to go over here to this box, which is running. I think that's what, a 320? Oh, it's a 500 gigabyte hard drive. Unfortunately, I don't know which network adapter is the one that I got it plugged into right now. So I went ahead and I just put both of them on the network. Gave me an error message because that's not correct. Let me try again here. Yeah, no error message this time. If it'll scroll, both of the MAC addresses are in there. So I just gotta wait for the new Proxmox to download so I can make my USB stick and install. And I'm going to use the single drive, the 500 gig drive, because it should be good enough for anything I'm going to do with this. Which is to say, not much. The other thing about this machine that I noticed when I set it up is that the battery was dead, or at least it wasn't holding its settings. So I went ahead and I put a new battery in there. So, I believe I've got USB booting turned on. Yes. So you should be able to hit Control-Delete, and I don't remember what the key is. I think it's F10 on these Intel boards. Get into a boot menu. Yes. We'll boot to the USB. And I don't have a mouse hooked up, so we'll use the terminal user interface. Okay, so I figured out which network adapter is actually plugged in. It's the second one. I assure you I read that carefully. So that should be good. This is not a very nice keyboard, but I'll have to go ahead and set this up appropriately. Alright. Install. Well, that might be the first sign of a problem. I hate the modern Linux thing. Yeah, that's exactly what I think it's done. Of assuming that it should install in UEFI mode. I think that's quite stupid. Whatever, I'll turn on the UEFI. I guess I'll turn the legacy off. And we'll see what happens now. Yeah, thought so. That assumption is really stupid, quite frankly. It's booting up. Maybe. Yep, there it goes. So now we can go over to the web console. Okay, here's the web console for the new box. That's not what I want. We can take a look here. What we've got going on. Looks like the usual set of stuff. So I'm going to set the repositories, or maybe I won't because I can't scroll. Okay, so I've now set it up with the correct repository. I don't need the Ceph repository because I'm not using it. And there's all our updates that we will need to install. So we'll go ahead and we'll do that. And it's probably going to install a kernel, so we're going to have to reboot it. Quick change of plans. Because this has decided it's going to use LVM, and I don't really want LVM. I added another disk. All of my existing stuff is directory. And we'll add that in. Just like that. So now I've got space for virtual machines. And the last thing I need to do is I need to add a transfer mechanism between the two. Between my two, this is the existing box here, and then this. So I need to add... I don't remember exactly how this was done here. Is this server message block, or is this... yeah, that's CIFS. And I'm going to enter in all of the pertinent details. Okay, so after a little bit of a user issue, I've gone ahead and added it. Right there. So I should be able to come over to this box. And I'm going to offload this in this. So these two VMs here will be moved over, and that's it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut down this first. See, there you can see the banner. It's at the end of July, so the end of next month. So I just want to get this done. So it's shut down. And we'll back up to that. Hopefully. Just back it up. So I'll let that do its little thing there. I don't know how long that's going to take. That might actually take a little bit of time here. Okay, folks, I had initially planned not to do this over screen recorder, just with one video, because the screen recorder is not set up for 60 FPS, but apparently this has other ideas. This is taking too long. I don't know why these speeds are as low as they are. They should be at least 10 times what they are. Should be 10 times faster. But it's not. And I'm tired of waiting. So I'll be back thanks to the magic of video editing with screen recorder when this has decided it finally wants to finish. So as it turns out, I actually gave up on that idea of using that particular method of transfer because it was just taking forever. What I should have done is I should have just used the backup server that I have, which is what you can see I ended up going to after canceling the last thing. It's not showing up quite right. That's weird. There it is. So this is there. So now we go to the new one. And you can see it's here. So this, I want to restore. We'll restore it there. I suppose it doesn't really matter what we call it. Although I'll give it the same number. And we'll just restore it, and we'll see what happens. Well, that wasn't exactly fast either at an hour and a half. But it did it. So we've restored from the most recent backup, which is this one. So now what I would like to do, the only thing I really think I need to do is I need to verify the MAC address. I wonder if it's going to let me do it or if it's going to tell me I got to log in again. Oops, go to the right server here. Those are the same. So we should be, other than maybe the processor type, we should be good to fire this up. Yeah, looks like it's going to power on. Yeah, there it is. We'll just make sure that it'll do it. Alright, there it is. It's on. I'm going to close this because I don't need it. Just want to make sure that it actually did come on. And it did. It's running just fine. So the last thing I want to do with this is I want to change that back to no. Do not start at boot. And so the other one that I want to move over is going to be this one. So we'll go ahead and we will shut this down. And go to backup. This is where it's backed up. I'm going to hit backup now. And that'll run a backup for this virtual machine. Alright, well that didn't take too long. So here you can see the new backup right there. We come over to this. And we come here. This is the new one. I want to restore this. We'll restore it there. Again, we'll give it the same VM number. I'm not going to override any of the settings. And we'll hit restore. Okay, so that's finished. I'm going to go ahead. This may not run, considering the CPU that it's got. Yeah, so it's not going to run with that. So I'm going to have to edit this. Change it to something else. What I change it to, I don't know. Probably that. Because I think that's what this is. This particular box is running. There we go. And I'll just have to make a note to change that back. So I make that change. That should be pretty much it. Should be booted. So what I will do is on this, I don't have to make any changes, it looks like. That's already figured out. Oh, I didn't mean to do that, but should be good to go. Do want to make sure that I'm not exceeding anything here. Nope, looks like it's running good. We're okay on all of that. Disk space usage, looks like we're okay. About half. Yeah, that's fair. So then the last thing I need to do on this is come in here and change that to no. And now we are ready to go. I'm not going to move any of the other VMs because I don't need them, and downtime for those is okay. I've moved the two that I need and I cannot afford downtime on. So what'll happen now is I can take this box and I can run my updates, but I'm going to save that for another video, of course. So stay tuned for Proxmox VE 7 to 8 update. But for now, that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, and if you've got any comments, feel free to leave them below.